What's up, everybody? It's your boy King Hussle, and yes, it's the best money and credit channel on YouTube. So make sure you subscribe and hit the all notification bell. So whenever I drop new sauce, new lessons, new methods, and giveaways, you'll be the first one to be notified. You'll be the first one to know what's going on, and hey, you might be the first one to win something for free. So make sure you subscribe and hit the all notification bell on all the YouTube channels. I'm talking this one right here, King Hussle. King Hussle X1L, no rags, just riches. King Hussle Crazy Reactions. The Hussle Family, Turn Motivation into Means, Dog Pound Exotic Pups, Goosebumps Horror Stories, Sleeping with the Rain, Milwaukee Made King Hussle Live, and King Hussle 2.0. Also, make sure you follow me on all my social media platforms. All you gotta do is click the title on every video. Once you click the title on every video, at the bottom of the description, all my social media links will pop up. Alright, got a lot of fake King Hussle pages out there, so please get a FaceTime verification call or a video. Make sure you see this face. Make sure you are getting legit business and you are getting what you paid for, alright? And before we get anything started, this is all educational purposes only, not telling anybody to do anything. So let's get this thing started. What it do, my real King Hussle fans, supporters, subscribers, my real Hussle Nation Empire family members, and we are back at it again with the gems. I'm back at it again with the sauce. You know I'm back at it again with the information that's going to turn you to a boss. So you're tired of being a zero. You ready to be your family hero? Listen up, take a seat, get your pen, get your notepad, and let's get to these gems, because I always got some information that's going to help you win. All right, so in today's video, a lot of people on this channel are new to me, meaning y'all just got hip to me from doing credit. But there's a lot of people out there that know me before credit. And a lot of people know where I came from. There's a lot of people that don't know where I came from. So in today's video, I'm going to explain to you guys, or just give you guys a little background, how I went from fraud or hacking or cybersecurity to become a creditologist, knowing credit, making millions off credit, teaching credit, teaching people how to invest, teaching people how to get loans, credit cards, lines of credit, teaching people how to become self-made. Now, everybody got a past. I have a past. So a lot of people know me from in the past years, speaking about the dark web, speaking about fraud, scams, how I started making money, things like that. There's a lot of people on this channel that knows nothing about that, knows nothing about my background. So in today's video, I'm going to tell you guys how I went from the bottom and came to the top, how I went from your local drug dealer committing fraud to turning my life around, cybersecurity, hacking, turning my life around to credit, businesses, millions, success. Because I want everybody to know that I was not born with a silver spoon in my mouth. Nobody gave me anything. Nobody ever taught me anything. And I want a lot of people to take that as motivation, because a lot of people out there feel as if, well, nobody gave me nothing, nobody ever taught me anything, nobody ever showed me, nobody ever did anything like that for me. But I took it upon myself. I took it upon the will and want of myself to want to make millions and be successful, to make it happen, to learn new things on my own. So let's get into it. So growing up, around 6 or 7, maybe 8, I used to be on the computer a lot. And when I was on the computer a lot, as a kid, we all know kids like to search ORN. We just gonna say corn. What rhymes with corn? It starts with a P. We're gonna say corn. So kids like to watch corn. And I used to watch it a lot. I stayed with my granddad and my granny, my grandparents. So my granddad used to, around 8, 9 o'clock, used to, used to sip. He used to sip Jack Daniels. And when he used to sip, he don't drive, and he go right to sleep. Like that Jack Daniels knock him right out. So when he used to go to sleep, I used to get on the computer and go look at corn sites. So after a while, my granddad called me. Searched the went in the search bar and seen all these corn sites, just nothing but corn sites. Caught me. So I said, man, how can I continue to go on these corn sites without getting caught? And that's where I discovered proxy sites and places where I can go to hide VPNs and just places and sites to go through to hide history. So the sites where you can go, shadow sites that you can go to sites. So it won't pop up in your search bar. So you be searching sites from a site and it will never pop up in your search bar. So I figured that out. Stumbling along these sites, I came across the dark web, but I didn't know it was the dark web. I thought it was just something, I thought it was still the internet. I'm 6, 7, 8. I'm trying to find as much corn as I can, like just hornball, just trying to find all the corn. So I stumbled across the dark web. I find some corn, but now I'm starting to see more things. Like around this time is like around when Tupac died. All this just different stuff going on, right? So now I'm seeing corn sites. I'm seeing a lot of things that I know nothing about, like debit card, credit cards, Visas, MasterCards. I'm seeing drugs on there. I'm seeing red rooms on there. I'm exploring. Like I'm clicking things and I'm exploring. I'm starting to see new things. I'm starting to witness new things. Because like I said, when you're a kid, you just exploring. You don't know what you're looking at. You don't know what you're looking for. You just clicking. So I'm clicking, and I'm just finding, exploring, and seeing new things. So now I have in my mind that, okay, I'm seeing these red rooms. I'm seeing these corn sites. I'm just seeing all this stuff, not knowing it's the dark web. But using this VPN, using this proxy site, using these things to access this dark web, these sites that's hidden. But I'm not knowing they're hidden. I'm just figuring out that, okay, this is a site, and this is how you go on this site. Right? So as time goes on, I get a little older, and it was one day, I probably like 6 years, 7 years later, I'm probably like 12, 13, and a documentary comes on CNN talking about credit card fraud, bank fraud, all these different type of frauds dealing with cards, debit, credit card fraud. And as I'm watching, it's late night too, the documentaries come on like 9, 10 o'clock. So it's late night, I'm watching it with my brother. And as it's coming on and I'm watching it, because it's just something to watch, I see a site. And the site that they show on the TV show, I actually been on that site. Like I'm frequently on that site watching corn, just red rooms and doing a lot of different things. And back then it was the hidden wiki. It was a different hidden wiki. So as they showing it, I get kind of excited because, like I said, I'm a kid. I don't know that I'm not supposed to be on there. I don't know, like I'm not buying anything. I'm just watching stuff. So I get excited, like, oh, I know that, but I don't say that. I'm like, oh, interesting. But now I'm starting to see stuff about, here's things about money, credit cards, debit cards. I'm starting to understand what these things mean now. So at first, I knew the debit. I just heard debit. When my granny used to take us shopping, they asked her credit or debit. She'd always say debit, 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 debit. I never knew what that meant. Then the documentary came on. They started talking about credit, debit, credit card. So now my mind is starting to like connect dots and stuff. I'm not doing anything, but starting to connect dots. So fast forward a couple years, I enter high school. And when I enter high school, they blocked all the social media sites. So like Facebook and all that type of stuff like that. So you couldn't go on any site really, but like Yahoo, Google, and if you went to Yahoo, Google, everything was blocked. YouTube, all that. So me knowing how to bypass all that, I used to go on my site and go on any site that I wanted to. And people used to be like, bro, how you do that? Do my computer. So I said, you know what? I'm doing computers for $20. So just imagine there's 20 people, 25 people in a class, and you charging $20. That's roughly what, $500? But imagine doing it in so many different classes. So people would come get me out of class and be like, hey, people trying to get their computer, you know what I'm saying? So sometimes it wouldn't be the whole class. I'm not gonna say every time somebody came and got me the whole class wanted it, but after a while it started to add up. Like this time might be 10, 12 people, the next class might be 7 people, the next class might be another 10, 15 people. Like it adds up, right? So I'm making thousands. Like thousands, like every day, because you gotta think about it. Every day they need to get on this site. So just imagine every day of the week, 5 days out the week, I'm making at least $500 to $1,000. So I'm making at least $1,000 every day that week. I just made $5,000, and it's been times where I made $1,000 or more in one day. So I'm making thousands just by helping people get on sites, right? So I had a little run in high school. Cool, boom. Went to college, played a little basketball, came back, started selling weed. Because I was selling weed in high school. So came back, and it was always this guy in my neighborhood who looked older than what he was. So if I'm 12, he probably 14, but he 13 for so long, then he finally turned 14. So for a long time, it's like he a year older than me. But I never knew that. He had facial hair early and all that. Like, he had a beard and all that early. So you thinking he like 17, 18, when he really 14, 15 type. You know what I'm saying? So I go to school, I go to college, I come back. He's still in the hood. Now, I'm saying this because as I'm selling 17, 18, 16, like I said, he 2 years older. So when I'm 16, he 18. He didn't finish school, but he already, you know what I'm saying? And he always coming around with a lot of money. So we always, that's how we linked. Him having money and me having money, but we never like really talked about how we was getting money. Never asked. We just always had money. And I worked at McDonald's in high school, and I worked at Culver's in high school, and I played basketball in high school and college. So I go to college for a half semester. Coach played me, and I just said, I don't even care no more. I'm trying to get this money. Come back. He's still in the hood. I get back to selling marijuana. So he called me one day like, hey, let me get a blah, 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 whatever that he asked for. I said, cool, I'll be there in a second, all right? So I get there. He like, you trying to, you know what I'm saying? You trying to roll up? I'm like, yeah, I'm just chilling. So I'm rolling up. He goes in the room. He gets a laptop, an old Dell laptop at that. It was one of them fat Dell laptops. And he get an embosser. And he get just all these, and he coming out. I'm like, bro, what is this? So I'm not saying like as he coming out, like, bro, what is this? I'm minding my business, but in my head, I'm like, bro, what is this? Like, what he got going on? Like, what he doing? So I'm rolling up. So I'm like, I'm finna just see what he got. You know, once you rolling up, you know y'all finna quote unquote match. You know you finna be there for a while. So I'm like, all right. He coming out, so I'm rolling up. So I'm just asking a little small quick, like, what's this? Like, you know, you go see. You bring out a chair. He put the laptop on the chair, and the embosser and all that on the table. He like, man, I'm finna get some money. I'm like, what you mean? He like, I'm finna show you. So this where it gets crazy. So he turned on his computer. I'm rolling up, I'm sparking up, boom. He turned on his computer. He go on this dark website, which was the hidden wiki back for what it was back then. Once he go on that, I'm like, huh? Like, what you doing on this site? Like, I'm confused because he just brought all this equipment and he going on the same site that I'm going on. But me, I don't got none of this equipment. I'm not doing nothing like this, right? So He like, man, he blah blah blah, breaking it down to him like, yeah, I be on this dark website buying this information to get the information that I emboss these cards, and then I go into the store and I buy stuff, and then I go sell it on Craigslist. I'm like, oh, okay, like damn, that's crazy, right? So he's going on the dark web, but I'm paying attention the whole time. Like I'm paying attention, like he getting this information, he getting that information, he doing this and he doing that. But as he's doing it, I'm like, what he's doing, I can do. I can get all that information because, like I said, I was already on the dark web as a kid. I knew about certain things. I learned about SOCs, proxies, and cybersecurity, hacking, and all different type of stuff. So what he was buying, I knew how to get. We're gonna put it like that. What he was buying, looking to get, I knew how to get. So we probably be in there for like 3 hours, just rolling up, you know what I'm saying, chopping it up. Like people pull up, come catch them, you know what I'm saying, and I go back in the house like we was chilling, we was chopping it up. Cause now like mom intrigued and he intrigued, so I'm like, okay, how much you paying? I'm seeing like he going to load up Bitcoin and all that. Like I'm seeing like I'm paying attention, so I'm seeing he's spending at least $1,500 to $2,000 a day on information. Sometimes the information that he get is good, sometimes that he get the information is bad. And I'm seeing that. So out of the $2,000 or $1,500 to $2,000 you spend, probably $600, $700, $800 probably work, maybe $1,000. On a good day, 12, 15, right? Of what he spent. So I said, you know what? I'm going to get what he's buying and I'm going to sell it to him so he won't have to, A, go on the dark web. B, I can get that money. And C, he won't have to worry about if they're going to be good or not. The information that he's getting. So the next day, I called him like, hey, don't go load up Bitcoin. Don't go on that site. You know what I'm saying? Don't do none of that. I got something for you. When you tell somebody that, it's gonna be clicking in their mind already. Like they're gonna be like, what you mean? Like hold on, like you gotta play or something? You know how people be. But my whole thing was like, okay, look, I'm a mind freak him. I'm gonna have him anticipated on what I got this gap or getting what I got so bad that he gonna have no choice. So I said, hey, don't go to the Bitcoin, don't buy no Bitcoin, don't go on the dark web, don't go buy nothing. Say that at 5 o'clock, I'm gonna hit you and I got something for you. I'm just building his anticipation. So throughout the day, he hit me. He texted me like, hey bro, just come now. What you got? Like, come now. I'm trying to he trying to persuade me to come early. Like, man, I can't really wait. I gotta do this. I gotta I'm like, bro, just relax, chill. So I know I got it. Like, he just trying to lie to get me to hurry up. But I'm like, I ain't no fool. So I'm like, hold on, chill out. I'm just building the anticipation. So 5 o'clock come, he like, bro, where you at? I said, hey, I'll be there in a second. I took another 45 to an hour. So I get there probably like 6:15, 6:20ish. Really building anticipation in him. He like, bro, what you got? Like, what you got going on, man? He fake snapping, like, man, I've been missing money, yada, yada. I'm like, listen, here. He like, what's this? I'm like, listen, whatever you've been doing, use this and let me know if it worked. You ain't gotta pay me right now, but pay me after. Me being me, what I gave him, I know it worked. I know it worked because I tested it out just to make sure. All of it. So if he tried, but no, bro, it didn't work. No, I got that. I got receipts. Like I literally printed out and just in case for this. You gotta be steps ahead of people sometimes. But luckily he was so thirsty and so like green to get it, his mind wasn't even thinking about that. Like, you know what I'm saying? So the next day come around in the morning, I get a call. It's from him. I miss it though, because I'm asleep. He called back. He sent a text like, bro, hit me ASAP, hit me ASAP, hit me ASAP. So I call him back. He like, bro, why you get this information? This information was valid. It helped me make this, blah, blah, blah. So he like, how much I owe you? He owed me $6,000, but I said, you know what, give me $4,000 and just keep shopping with me. So he probably made like, with the information I gave him, probably made like $15,000. And gave me that and still had over $10,000. But he also had buddies that was doing the exact same thing. So he brought them with him. So just imagine making $2,000 from 6 people. Almost every day though. Just by having information that they needed and selling it to them. Not having to do anything. So boom, I said, you know what? Okay. If they want this information, just imagine how many other people want this information, especially on the dark web. So I said, okay, cool. I'm gonna go on the dark web and I'm gonna, make a site. I'm gonna make a form, and I'm gonna sell my information. Sell the information that I have. Then I started networking with people. Then I started meeting people. I met a guy that was white collar. He was in the white collar category. We're gonna put it like that. He was in the white collar category. And he taught me about CPNs, what they are, how people are using them, who's using them, and how credit is utilized with it. And this is before anybody knew about a CPN, heard about a CPN or anything. He was telling me how he knew people that was in this organization that used CPNs to do mortgage fraud. They will literally create synthetic identities around that person who owns that house and refinance that house. And they'll do it all over the phone. Like sign documents, create everything over the phone, transfer money over the phone to the bank, everything over the phone. Just by knowing who, like getting the information and create synthetic information to be able to do this. Because you can do it close over the phone, all that. And they was an organization. So if you refinancing or selling a home, you get hundreds of thousands of dollars almost every day, millions of dollars being generated. So he just telling me about the organization, telling me what they doing. And then he brings up a guy named Matt Cox and how he was doing mortgage fraud and things like that. Now at this time, Matt Cox was locked up. But the guy who I met, was networking with, was, he knew Matt Cox. And Matt Cox used to call him from jail. So one day, Matt Cox called him from jail. He put me on the phone and we talked. And I told him, if you ever get out, I'm going to interview you. Because we got a lot to talk about. Cool. So in between that time, I start, I start dark web, selling to my buddy and his friends, start learning about credit, start understanding that, okay, how credit, you can get rich off credit. And like I said, at the same time, I'm a ethical hacker. Like we all know, I know how to I know how to do that type of stuff, right? So I'm doing whatever I'm doing, learning about credit, learning how to get loans, credit cards, lines of credit, because at the same time, I'm making money. At some point in time, you mature your brain, you mature your thoughts, you mature your life, and you understand, okay, spending money just because you got it is the dumbest thing ever. Just because you got a lot of money don't mean you need to waste it. You want to keep it. You want to have more money. So you understand that, okay, every time I go try to get something, I got to pay more money because my credit is bad, and this person is paying less because their credit is good. So that automatically was like, okay, let me get my credit together because I don't want to have to get a co-signer for a car. I don't want to have to pay extra money on the APR if I go finance a car. I don't want to pay extra money with nothing because that's a scam. So I started working on my credit because I was trying to get certain things and my credit was hindering me from doing that. I had money, but I had no credit. So it's like, okay, I need to start investing into my credit, all right? So I started investing into my credit, getting my credit together. And at the same time, the epidemic came. COVID-19 came. And as COVID-19 came, and I was previously on YouTube, I've been trying to do YouTube for a long time, like 2018, 17, 18, 19, maybe 15, I was doing YouTube, just trying to figure it out. A lot of channels, you know. So, I never forget this. It was the day after Christmas, like December 26th at like 1 o'clock in the morning. I wasn't live on YouTube, just talking about all the hacker stuff, all this type of stuff. After that, I started to see a lot of subscribers getting a lot of subscribers. And I just couldn't figure out how. Like, where is these subscribers coming from? Where are all these, you know what I'm saying, coming from? So something clicked in my head, like, did one of my videos go viral or something? So I went to go check my videos. That live video had about 250,000 views. 250,000 views that I didn't even know. After like 2 months, I'm just seeing the subscribers come. But I went to go check, it had 250,000 views. I said, whoa. Okay. So let me start dropping this sauce on YouTube about this stuff. Start dropping the sauce. But at the same time, I wasn't doing none of that stuff. I was just letting people know about it and what's going on. At the same time, there was a lot going on from PPPs, load ups, from cash apps, all different type of stuff going on. So as time went on, I started to understand, like, all right, listen, people are starting to really like think I'm this type of scammer or whatever, like I'm gonna scam them and it's nothing like that. I just so happen to know how to do certain things. And people had to understand that. Like, they was perceiving me as a, you know, something that I didn't want to be perceived as. So I stopped talking about it for a second. Shut down the channel and just start talking about credit. Because at the end of the day, I want to help people. My whole goal has been to help people. Help people get in a certain position so they can become successful as well. And at the end of the day, there are a lot of people doing the exact same things. A lot of people committing fraud. There's a lot of people doing scams. There's a lot of people on the dark web. There's a lot of people white collar crimes. There's a lot of people doing a lot of things that if no one was to tell you about it, you would never know. And a lot of people don't know about a lot of things. And once they do hear about it or they do see it, it's foreign to them because they never heard it or they never seen it. So I started teaching credit, started helping people get loans, credit cards, lines of credit, started showing people how to really become successful off credit. And at the same time, let them know that this stuff is real. CPNs is real. People are using CPNs. People are using profiles and identity theft to get loans, credit cards, and lines of credit in other people's names. Like, people are starting to figure out new and creative ways to commit some type of fraud or scam every day that would make it easier for them. And credit has been the number one money game in the world, and credit is probably the number one easiest way to utilize with scamming to get a lump sum of money, because people starting to understand that you doing all that for coins where you can get a lump sum of money from the bank. So how can we structure something or finesse something to get a lump sum money from the bank and not have to pay it back? That's why people do checks, fake checks. That's why people try to open up fraudulent accounts and deposit fake checks or get credit cards, because they know banks will give you the money. So why not try to finesse the number one place that will give you money? And that's why people are starting to utilize credit with fraud nowadays. And a lot of people think, and a lot of people listen, a lot of people think that just because somebody does credit or somebody knows about credit or can get you loans, they're automatically committing some type of fraud or some type of scam. Or it's not like that. Y'all gotta stop having immature minds and thinking that every time somebody's trying to help y'all, it's a fraud or scam, or something that you never heard of that can get you some money is a fraud or a scam. Because that's what keeps you in the same boat and keeps you in the same position and staying broke. And it's never going to change. Like, it's a lot going on in the world right now that's getting a lot of people money that if a lot of people seen it or somebody told them about it, they'd be like, never, that's fake, that's a scam, I'm not doing that. Yeah, you can go do that, but when you gonna get scammed, and then a lot of people go do it, then a lot of people make money, and then they just like, dang, for real? So a lot of people just gotta understand that you gotta open your eyes. You gotta actually step outside the box, turn around, and look at what's going on in the world. Do your research, learn more. Because when you learn more, you'll grow. And you'll start thinking in a whole different way. Like I tell y'all, start watching the show American Greed, because that show will open your eyes to what's really going on out here in the world. The different type of fraud and scamming that's going on here in the world. You got people who doing checks and people who doing this petty lower level scams and fraud. Then you got people in the corporate offices that's doing Ponzi schemes and getting billions of dollars and all this different type of stuff. And then you look like, man, it's a whole different world out here. It's a whole different ball game out here. And I'm sitting up here trying to make coins when there's people out here making millions. Nah, like I said, this is all educational purposes only. This is my background. This is where I came from. This is how I started off with fraud. And it was all on accident. Like I said, I didn't wake up and say, ooh, I'm going to go do this type of fraud. No, it was, okay, I seen he was doing this. I knew how to get that information. I'm going to get it so I can make the money. I'd rather become the plug or the vendor than a worker or somebody that got to always continue, because you make more money. So I said, I'd rather teach credit than be somebody trying to figure out how to build credit and get the loans of credit cards and lines of credit. I'd rather learn how to invest and make passive income than trying to figure it out. Because that's how you become successful in life. Investing, credit, good payment history, debt. The more debt that you have that you can show on your credit report that you can manage, the more money these banks, lenders, and groups will lend you. Not having 6,000 or not having no debt, that's bad. So this is just a little video letting you guys know like where I came from. Like I recently brought back that channel, Milwaukee Made King Hustle. You can go check that out right now. You can go 6 years back and just check out all my lives, all my videos, all my music, and what was going on. At point in time, when you're a real human and you really want to become successful, you're going to elevate and grow. You're going to elevate and grow. You're going to mature. You're going to start not do the exact same thing you was doing when you was a kid. You're going to preach. You're going to help other people so the mistakes that you made, they won't have to go through them and they have a better chance to become successful. That's why I teach credit. That's why I teach business credit. That's why I help you get loans, credit cards, and lines of credit. That's why I teach you how to invest. That's why I give you guys different ways to make money. That's why I give you guys all this information so we all can become successful together, right? So with that being said, man, this is my story. I'm going to be kicking a lot of more stories, giving y'all a lot of more information, showing y'all a lot of more people that I'm helping get loans, showing y'all a lot of more people that I'm helping become self-made millionaires, and I promise you, we all gonna get rich together. All right, so with that being said, man, it's your boy King Hussle. shout out to all my real King Hustle fans, supporters, and subscribers over here, because without y'all, there'd be no me. Y'all motivate me keep going, y'all motivate me keep drop this sauce, and y'all motivate me keep you entertained. So shout out to all of y'all. Anybody out there is tired of being broke, because it ain't no joke, let's get to work. FaceTime 101 Limited Gems is $1,000. What, for limited time only? I'm doing it for $600. Yes, $600. Cash App or Bitcoin payment. Once the $600 on your Cash App or Bitcoin payment, send me a screenshot. Let me know your payment ready, and we're gonna go from there. All right? No screenshot, no reply, no 21 questions, and please do not yo me. Also, make sure y'all tapping into my the crypto tour in-person limited gym, 6,500, $500 deposit. The rest of the money we meet in person. All right, we're gonna point blank period. I'm gonna help you get some money in this lesson. I'm gonna help you get your credit, personal credit, everything, all this information, show you some tricks of the trade, and help you get paid. All right, so make sure y'all tapping in with that. Also, make sure y'all tapping in with my credit mentorship, 2,500. Trade lines not included. I will clean your credit, build your credit, establish it for you, help you get loans, credit cards, lines of credit. So make sure y'all tapping in with that. Make sure y'all tap into my Telegram Millionaire Network. Still looking for people for the production company. Still looking for rappers, singers, models, producers, cameramen, and women. We're going streamers and content creators. We're gonna do a lot of skits, blogs, movies, music videos, traveling, networking, and having fun. Make sure y'all follow my blog channels, King Hustle X, not King Hustle X1, No Rags, Just Riches, King Hustle 2.0, King Hustle Live, and Milwaukee Made King Hustle. Make sure you go follow my music channel, King Hustle X1M. Just dropped a new mixtape, Hustle and Flow, and a new single, Miss Coleman. Go like, share, comment, subscribe, run the views, comments, and them likes up. Also, make sure you go follow my reaction channel, King Hustle Crazy Reactions. I'm doing freebies, giveaways, reaction videos, all that good stuff over there. So make sure you go tap in with that. Make sure you go follow my Twitch, King Hustle Live. Freebies over there, all that. And make sure y'all just stay tapped in, man, because we going up, we turn up, we elevating, we growing. So with that being said, man, it's your boy King Hustle. Y'all know how I get down in these videos. I'll see you at the next lesson or video. Peace.